Well, everyone, welcome to the first episode in what I hope to be a recurring series. So here's the premise. We have such an amazing community on this channel that loves to watch all the daily Wordle videos and the other various word game-oriented videos here, and the conversation is just amazing. What I wanted to do was share with the audience how I read and react to comments for the very first time. So what I've asked is my producer, Cassandra Hammerstone, to, for the time being, be the first person to look at comments in a block of 1 or 2 weeks and highlight some comments that she thinks might be very interesting for me to read and react to on camera. Let me be clear, when we're done filming these, I will absolutely be going back and reading everyone's comments. So know that if you do comment on a video, I am going to read it. So having said that, let's take a look at some things that were selected for me to look at. Regarding the puzzle on February the 4th, the answer was the word unlit. Our good friend Burnt wrote, "This word was originally removed from being an answer, but the new editor, Tracy Bennett, brought it back, it seems," which is correct. Yeah, Tracy did make some changes to the word list and brought back unlit. Now, Scott Rush replied to Burnt and said, "Sorry, unwords shouldn't be in Wordle if plurals aren't." I tell you what, when I read that comment from Scott, I love that. And the reason I love that was I don't look at that as a criticism or any kind of negative energy. It's passion. The Wordle community has so much passion in diverse thoughts and opinions, and it's a wonderful thing. It brings so many people together of all different backgrounds, enjoying Wordle for a lot of different reasons. Some are competitive, some just enjoy the recreational aspect. Some are doing it, and it's almost a way to learn new English words, and I think it's super cool. So yes, there will be some friendly discussion and light debate on what types of words are best for the Wordle list. For me, I'm actually on the camp that I think that the UN words, or words with a prefix, should be on the Wordle list. And the way I look at it is a prefix, so like unlit, gives new meaning to a word, whereas the plural really just denotes how many of something there are. Again, that's just my opinion, and I totally appreciate how Scott will see it a different way, and you may too. But again, I think that's actually a feature, not a bug, as they say in technology. It's the great part of this is that we can come together as friends and enjoy the puzzles and talk about them. So thank you, Burnt. Thank you, Scott. Up next, a relationship question. I'll call it my relationship with Fudgy. So back on February 11th, we had a puzzle. And our good friend Rise to the Equation, who is also an amazing Wordle and Word Games content creator, please do check Rise to the Equation out, points out Fudgy is furious that he wasn't used on Guess 3. And I believe we'll have a little puzzle board up to show kind of how I progressed through this one. And Rise to the Equation is correct. Other people joining in saying, Ellen Sassani saying, "I was thinking the same thing." Troy says, "Fudgy, like, what am I now?" The Fudgy fan club. I didn't even know there was a Fudgy fan club, but they've chimed in with an angry emoji. And our good friend Michelle Lamb, "Fudgy would have been my eval word." And these are all great comments. Another little piece of this, I guess the Doug Man's Land community is the word Fudgy. So quick backstory. Why did I start using Fudgy? I grew up in the Northeast, and on TV when I was a kid, you would be bombarded. Like almost no matter what TV show you're watching, there were commercials for the Carvel ice cream chain, and they had this just adorable older gentleman with this very distinct voice, and he would advertise the ice cream cakes that were the signature of Carvel, and one of them was something called Fudgy the Whale, and it's just something, everyone has this little weird thing that they remember being burned into their brain when they were growing up, and Fudgy the Whale and Carvel was one of mine, so I always just got a little giggle and loved using the word Fudgy. And as it turned out, as we started to do these episodes, Fudgy miraculously would bring me incredible luck or progression in a puzzle, which it had no right to, or you would never think of. So it became kind of a trope here on the channel that from time to time I would go to call on Fudgy, and sometimes Fudgy would deliver. Sometimes Fudgy would leave me hanging. And recently, Fudgy had left me hanging. So, yes, it is a relationship that we have. And from time to time, if I'm feeling jilted, I might not use Fudgy where I ordinarily would. And in this case, rise to the equation, and Ellen and Troy and the Fudgy fan club and Michelle are right. I should have used Fudgy there. So, yes, it's an interesting, the one case where sometimes my choices are, in fact, impacted by my current relationship status with Fudgy. So there you go. Good stuff. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. So on January 29th, we did make a mistake here on the channel, as it happens. Danimal writes, part of me thinks that Doug is an awesome programmer and created a deep fake AI bot to solve Wordle puzzles every day. Doug had no reaction to the duplicated word. So let me stop this here. I've mentioned this before. There's no secrets here. What we do is we'll tape these shows about a week or two in advance. We don't, get up at like 11:58 p.m., every single day and, fly through recording and producing these. And for that reason, what had happened was when we went to tape a week's worth of episodes, I had forgotten two things. I forgot what the previous week's words were because my brain was juggling 20 different things at the time. And I forgot to set the date on the computer for the puzzle we had wanted. So I ended up replaying a previous puzzle completely unbeknownst to me because my mind was absorbed in, are the lights correct? Is the mic working? I'm hungry. What am I going to for dinner? And it got past us. It got past quality control, and we had posted the wrong puzzle. And as soon as we realized it, we corrected it. I did that in literally get up in the middle of the night and make a new one. So it happens. So it's interesting, the comment. I'm actually the opposite of an AI. I'm very much human, subject to mistakes. I do feel bad about that, but I appreciate that not only does the community catch these, but comes up with creative and funny ways to needle me about it. Danimal, I can assure you, as far as you're concerned, I'm not a cyborg. All right, let's move on. Our next comment, it is regarding the February 14th Wordle puzzle. Tony Brown writes, I got it in 4, and I play without the eval option. Do you ever play this way? That's a good comment, Tony. So typically I don't. And like I said earlier in this mailbox, what I love about the Wordle community is there's a lot of different takes on Wordle and people who play it for different reasons and want to get different things out of it. And there's certainly a bunch of folks who enjoy the strict challenge and want to play it on the hardest difficulty and are very interested in, we'll call it the optimal game theory behind Wordle. And there's some really cool content creators that have, created in-depth, discussions about the proper strategy or the optimal strategy for Wordle, and it's great content. I see myself as more of a recreational player. I feel that my contribution to the Wordle community is coming at it from the perspective of someone who again is playing recreationally, casually, and just enjoying the ride, having fun with it. I do my best to solve the puzzles, but I don't put too much of an emphasis on the extreme challenge aspect of it, at least for the daily Wordle. We have a different type of content we create from time to time that goes there, but for the daily Wordle, we try to keep it casual and loose. But I appreciate your comment, Tony. Thank you very much for that. Finally today, here's an interesting one. Kyle B 18 wrote, first and foremost, we need a Dancing with Doug segment. Yeah, that's right. So there was a puzzle that ended with the word salsa recently. And I guess I did a little dance move at the end of the episode. And of course, I called it the fudgy dance because why wouldn't you? And then we had a response to Kyle's comment, would become a Gold Star member for Doug's dancing. And, I got to say, I think I take that to heart. I am strongly considering, and I think you can look forward to, we are going to do a member version of the channel, and it's going to be coming in the not too distant future. But while I won't be doing any salsa or fudgy dancing, there's going to be some very cool, unique bonus content available for those who are feeling generous enough to help support the channel. I feel it's pretty unique and cool. And I look forward to sharing more details with you very soon. We're in production on this, and I don't want to announce anything until we're ready to roll. But figure it's not too far off in the future. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you, everyone who participates in the comments. And like I said, I absolutely do read every single one of them at some point. So I appreciate the feedback, the chatter, the discussion. You know me, I will occasionally jump in from time to time as well. Keep it coming. Let me know what you think. Hey, let me know what you think of this premise if you enjoyed the mailbox and you want to see more. Or, you know, heck, ask me questions in general if you want, and perhaps we'll feature them on the next episode of Mail Call with Doug.